Welcome to our American Root Monday stream, even though we are recording this on Sunday, the last day of February. This is going to debut on or premiere on my YouTube channel tomorrow morning, so I'm just going to go ahead and get this knocked out today. I was going to get up early and do it tomorrow, but I got too much to do, and I'm pretty much, for the most part, caught up on my homework for the week. So I'm just going to take a break. We're going to do this gallery cab car service from San Jose to San Francisco. And then that will be it for today. So we'll get in here, get it all set up, and we'll be on our way. So hopefully everybody's having a good day, whether you're watching this on Sunday or watching it on Monday when it premieres on my YouTube channel. Hopefully you're doing well. So we will, once this decides to load in. Yeah, I figured I got enough done. I'll pop in and get the service done, and then just a few things to finish up, but nothing too major. So yeah, so that's about it. All right. There we go. That. Need the cab light on. We do need the headlights on. Good. HEP motor going, so we got lights on. There we go. Alright, let's get the front those doors closed. Alright. We should be we'll probably have to wait for a service to cross over in front of us. Oh yeah, there's one. Oh wow. It's like it's stuck there. Huh. That's that special train. It's just parked there. We can't depart because that special train is just sitting there. Wow. Too bad I can't. There's not a way for me to be switched over to another service. Huh. It's not even like it's parked out. It's just like it's stopped right there. Wow. I've never seen that before like that. Alright, so we got all of our lights are on, markers and everything. Well, if for some reason, I don't know if that's just a glitch or something, because that's just... Wow. That is just crazy. That is It's parked halfway out of the station. I wonder if this service is glitched. Yeah, something's not right. We'll do a, let's back out of this and, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and wait because that just doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, and I'm not gonna sit here and wait for that to move. So let's get in here, pick a different service, and so yeah, sorry about that. I was not expecting that. There must be some kind of a glitch where it's not parked all the way into the station or something, so that other trains can leave. And I don't know if or when it was ever going to move. So yeah, let's try another. That was that one. Let's try this one. So hopefully, if not, we may just have to go from San Francisco to San Jose, unfortunately. I want to do a service going north. I don't want to keep doing it from San Francisco to San Jose. That's not any fun, but I mean it is, but it's not, I want to be able to do both services, both directions, I should say. So, So let's see if this has the same issue. The problem is that you don't get to pick what platform you're departing from. It's up to the game. You spawn in, and where it is where it is. So I hope that that I get spawned in at a different station, but we won't know until we get in here. So, all right. So this time okay, things are clear now. So we're gonna get in here and get things set up. That on so that we can get lights on in the train. There we go. All right, so this seems like we're going to be fine. So let's go ahead and get the doors locked here. Oh, there's a handbrake there. Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh yeah, I see the chain runs down there underneath the... Oh, interesting. Just saw something new, didn't even know that was there. Alright, we are set to depart. Let's get the throttle going. Well, the bell sounds like it's a... What the heck was going on with the bell? Oh, okay. Let's see, is it a... Interesting. Leave that up. Well, let's leave the window open. Alright, so you're finally underway here. Got the F40 there at the back, providing our traction power. Alright, first stop will be Lawrence. Doesn't seem like we're making a lot of stops, but we'll see. We'll get there when we get there. Another service coming in. We got another service over there waiting. Here around the maintenance yard. There's a baby bullet service waiting there. Right there. Looks like it's gassed up and maybe waiting to be taken over to San Jose for its service. Maybe next Monday for American Route will be Long Island Railroad, but eventually we'll do a baby bullet cab service from San Jose to San Francisco. Yeah, we'll integrate that in so that we see operations from both cab cars. Now this one's up here at the top, and the one for the baby bullet service cab is at the bottom, if I remember correctly. And you have to, the operator has to come up the stairs here, go down this little narrow walkway between the seats and the railing, and then go through the cab door there to come in. The cab doors, the getting in is right there. There is one on the opposite side for like a second operator. Alright, let's speed up to 79 miles an hour now that we've got permission to get the get up and go going. Back there was the arena where the San Jose Sharks play. Now this does look like a kind of a sports-like building. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Window being open is kind of loud. Surprising. So these, of course, will be gone. They will be retired when the route is completely electrified, just like the old baby bullets will be taken out of service. Sure where they will be, if they will be taken to a museum or if they will be used elsewhere. Tuesday evening we'll be on the Bakerloo line, haven't really thought about where we're going to go for the German route on Wednesday and Thursday. Might be, we haven't done rapid transit in a while, so we may throw rapid transit in on Wednesday, one of those days, just to do some passenger service. Doing good on our way into Lawrence. I don't think, are we chasing another train? I see a yellow, other than maybe it's just a... Oh, nobody else is there in front of us, so... We're going to be a little bit early getting into Lawrence, quite honestly. Try to get a little bit closer before we start bleeding off the speed here for getting into Lawrence. Ooh. Totally missed that. I wasn't paying attention to that 50. Those because I think we're sufficiently slowed down enough to have a nice comfortable ride there into Lawrence. I always forget that you have to come off of the main line basically to get to the stations here at Lawrence. Close to perfect. Close enough. Yeah, we're going to be here for a bit of time. As I remember, there wasn't much in the way of collectibles at this one, if I'm not mistaken. There might be a map if we go below. Can we go below? This might have been one of the ones that didn't have anything. It might have been only the ticket machines. Might have been one or two of those, and that might have been it. 'Cause I don't see one for a route map. Let's go ahead and get the doors closed. We've got everybody on board that's going to get on board, I think. Yeah, Lawrence, there's not much to Lawrence, to be honest. And maybe in real life there's a map somewhere. They just might not have modeled it in here for the collectibles. So it says red up here, but I think that's just for the getting back on the main line there. I don't think there's anybody in front of us. Where's our next stop? Mountain View. And that's... we've got several minutes to get to Mountain View once we're released. So, yeah, we should be okay on time, I think. Now there is no, I don't think, there's not a way to set up the AWS and all that. Like you have to run down to the see that little, it says the door. Yeah, I kind of feel like it switches in there, but I could be wrong. Yeah, there's no not that I know of how to set up the AWS from this end. Well, if we have time at the next stop, maybe I'll run down there and alright, we will start getting the brakes released. Yeah, I think we can make 4.6 miles in yeah, I'll just run down and then run back up the other side and see. Because there is a door right there. I'll see what switches are over. I've never really been over there, so I might just go run around and take a look. Of course, there's a lot of different little switches and stuff here in this cab that, we can't really do anything with. It's not important for the operation of our train. Get going again here. Let's close that back up because now we're kind of getting up to speed and it's kind of loud. Run down stairs, cross up on the other side. Oh, see, hopefully we'll have time to do all that. I'd like to kind of just go run over there real quick. This almost seems like it's on a limited stop service. We're going to make it to Mountain View in time. Well, we'll make it in time. We'll just have to, as soon as we come to a stop, I'll have to run out. Should see any moment the tracks for the light rail coming out of the side over here somewhere. I think it should be coming up right after this overpass here, I believe. Should one of the overpasses you'll see the rails for the light rail system. That should be coming right. There they are. Right there. So light rail does go into different parts of San Jose. It's a whole network. Basically, it does. You can take the light rail over even near the San Jose main rail station that we just departed from earlier. Pretty handy for people who commute by train. You don't have to drive or anything to the station, park or whatever. You can take light rail. A lot of people take it from home and take it here. Then catch the Caltrain up to San Francisco for work. We're going to shoot past that just a bit. That's okay. Alright, let's go run down there and take a look at this. Yeah, there's no setups of anything. It's just I don't think there's any way to open that. So yeah, there's nothing. It was, I guess, something interesting to see if there's any. Let's climb back down here. We'll run back down and get seated, and we'll be on our way. We'll be a little bit late leaving, but not like minutes late or whatever. Go. Alright, let's get underway. Palo Alto is next. Miss Palo Alto. Miss Mountain View for that. I miss home, basically. I think I've said that before. Every time I play this route, I always say I miss home. This is the closest I'll get for now. Supposed to get rain here today. It's a little bit warmer than normal, so with the rain, a lot of the snow that's still left, even from far back, is December. I still look outside my sliding glass window and I see a heap of snow that was basically pushed there from when we had the 3.5 feet of snow back in December. It's still just there. It's just like this big pile of snow, so maybe with the rain some of that will be melted off. So after Palo Alto, we're going to stop at Menlo Park, which is just pretty much a short run from Palo Alto right up the road there, basically. Not seen, I don't think well, we saw a baby bullet in the maintenance yard waiting to be brought into service. I don't think we've seen a baby bullet, unless I wasn't looking when it passed by or something, but not seen one on the route this morning or this afternoon, in game this afternoon. Put the cab lights on. When we start getting closer to San Francisco, we'll go through some tunnels and I'll just put the lights on so you can see inside the cab while we're in the tunnel. Not quite sure. We were going slightly downhill while we weren't gaining speed. Another week of class kicking off here, already into March. I can't believe it's already March 1st tomorrow. What the heck? Almost a full month into the semester. Get the brakes on here, start slowing down a bit. Got a nice uphill, so we'll let some of that speed bleed off that way too. There's the stop for Stanford, I believe. I'd really like to try to plan a trip to home, maybe in the summertime. I just gotta look at how much it's gonna cost. And I still haven't gotten my COVID jab yet. Next time I'm at the VA, I'm going to inquire about that. Go a little past on this one too, by accident. I was misjudging my braking, but we're still on time. There's the lovely Art Deco kind of style train station there on that side going south. And the complimentary small waiting areas here. But the trying to think, where's the oh, there it is back there. The street passes underneath the train tracks here. I was looking for that street. Kind of a landmark is for me. Palo Alto, home to Stanford University. Uh-oh. Yep, see, look at that. Almost messed this up. Try to get that reset if I can. doing so good on my braking. I don't know what. Alright, let's see. Figure out. Let's see if we can get moving now. Nope. Okay, let's see. Let's go to neutral. Go to handle off. That. Let's switch all these off too. Alright, I might have to run down to the other end, I think, to get everything reset. Let's try that. Now we're gonna be late. We're doing so good. Oh no, it's gonna. This is gonna. Going south. Might have been a baby bullet. Oh. Let's see if we can get moving now. Oh, that's probably why I didn't have the doors locked. Nope, that has nothing to do with it either. Okay, what am I missing? I turned all that back on. Does it sound like I'm getting like I hear in the background like I'm getting a message or something on Discord or something? Alright, let's move this back to neutral. Let's take that out. Let's shut all this off. All the way. Should refill the tanks there. Alright, that did it right there. Perfect. Well. Alright, there we go. Now we're moving again. I always forget how to reset this it's kind of a hit and miss since it's not something I try to do very often. So yeah, we're gonna be late the rest of the way. That's alright, it happens. We're gonna continue on. Yeah, that's okay. It happens. Not a worry. Not a worry at all. Learn something new all the time. Or kind of reinforce things that we forget about. You know, and I kind of feel like this is something that, you know, maybe real life operators, you know, if you happen to go too far, you know, get a little too, crazy with the brakes, that, you know, although you probably there's probably a checklist somewhere that if you receive, you know, get this kind of fault or, you know, you're not able to move, what are your, you know, options as far as the, to get the train moving again. That's okay, it happens. If it was all perfect services, then it wouldn't be Train Sim World 2, huh? We all make our mistakes. Even the folks who make the game make them too. Playing their own game. So that's, as long as we don't, or, you know, the idea that we injure passengers or people standing on the platform, as long as we don't do anything like that, you know, it's all, not that I think they would introduce that into the game, but, you know, it's, oh, there's a baby bullet service there. .36. There's those gallery cars. Yep, right there. It's not at the bottom. It's almost like right in the middle on the cab car. So it's kind of like just below that maybe. Now this looks like, I guess, if something were to happen, you know, this looks like a maintenance ladder, but I guess if there's a way to bust out this window for escape, if, you know, this window is not feasible or whatever, I guess you could maybe theoretically climb out of that, but... Now, I'm always curious why they don't have... I mean, these seem like they're... These number boards, like, these are also mirrors, you know, like there's a mirror. But it doesn't seem like those are used at all. Alright, let's get the brakes going again here for our arrival at San Carlos. We're going to get the bare minimum of passengers now for the remainder of the service, unfortunately. But that's okay. I mean, you figure three minutes late isn't... Yeah. Well, I guess by the time you get to San Francisco, it's probably going to be piled up a bit. But we're going to try to get in here. Well, actually, we're going to be almost 4 minutes late now. We'll, of course, try to make up some time safely, of course. Almost 5 minutes late. Oh well, such is life on the railroad.
The doors are about to close.
274, that's a little bit above. 250 is like the very bare minimum, I think. It said something about manual crossing lights. Oh, okay. Alright, Hillsdale's right up the street here, so we're hopefully going to make up a little bit of time. We're already about a minute late now. Well, actually, once we pass 15 or 30 seconds, then we're fully a minute late. Because as long as you get there 20 with like 29 seconds showing, then it's not you're on time. You'll still get, if you're there, you'll still get the 500 points for them. So now we are a minute late. try to carry as much speed as we can, although I don't think now we're 2 minutes late. I don't think there's much way to make up time. That's all right. Southbound service leaving. Yeah, we're... Oh well, it happens.
Caution, the doors are about to close.
No, we did a little bit better on that one. Alright, San Mateo's next. I think we'll still get a gold, possibly. If not, it's okay. almost there. After San Mateo, we got Burlingame. Stop kind of short of the mark there. That's okay. We're still completely on the platform, so. There's a baby bullet service.
The doors are about to close.
Well, we're still getting above the 250, so I guess that's not too terribly bad. All right, short run up to Burlingame. And after that, we've got San Bruno. Maybe it seems like after San Bruno, there might be one more stop, and then we're just going right on into San Francisco, it seems like. As long as we don't have any reds or anything else on our way to San Francisco, I think we'll be okay. You know, we won't be okay. You know, we won't be able to make up the time, but you know, it won't be too terribly bad. It happens. So again, this Thursday we do have the 465 coming for the Southeastern High Speed. Picking that up on Friday, because I'll have to wait for it to get into the Xbox store in order to buy it. So I'll get that when it comes out on, you know, when I'll buy it on Friday morning. We'll run the training. Again, we're going to take our time with the training, and then we're going to do a scenario or two. We'll find out how many scenarios, in fact, will be in the with the release of the locomotive. That's fine. The door's open. Stopped a little short, but it's better to stop and just get, so we can get the passengers on board. Throw the crossing lights on. Alright, San Bruno's next. then 22nd Street. So we're going to skip a bunch of stations and get to 22nd Street, and then we'll go on into San Francisco, and then that'll be the end of this ludicrous display. If anybody's ever watched the show The IT Crowd, it's quite funny. There's an episode where Roy and Moss, the two main characters, get mixed up with footballers or football fans in the UK, and their favorite thing is, did you see that ludicrous display last night? Like, they have it all. Like, there's an app Moss talks about that teaches you how to talk footballer talk. What was Wenger thinking about sending somebody on, earlier, taking them off or whatever? And then the thing about Arsenal is they always try to walk it in. And you just say those three lines, and the other people kind of know what you're talking about in the show. But yeah, the ludicrous display of my train driving abilities, I tell you. But again, it's all just when you think you know everything in this game, you're always caught out. I wonder, this, just thinking about that. The people who play this game regularly, do you have I wonder if people print out a checklist. If this happens, do these things, and you'll reset the train, and you'll be fine. I guess if you really wanted to go all out in the game and have that kind of information available to you, like in a binder or a clipboard or something, or note cards or something that, if you I use the emergency brake by accident. If I hadn't figured out what to do, I was just kind of guessing at that point. Alright, so coming into San Bruno, this is Millbrae, where you got the BART station there that takes you to San Francisco International, and then on up into San Francisco, and then you can transfer to station in the city. There's the Embarcadero station, or I think once you get up there in San Francisco, you can transfer and take the train across the bay over to the East Bay on BART, in case you don't want to fly out of Oakland International. Remember, Oakland used to be it was a small airport. Well, all the airports in the area were small compared to San Francisco, but Oakland built up and added more departure and arrival areas, and so did Sacramento. Sacramento's gotten a lot bigger too, it looked like. There goes the route, or the BART train out to San Francisco International. That overhead. And then there'll be one joining back onto the route. There it is right there. Eventually goes back underground, and then it's kind of does its own thing to get to up to the city. There's a baby bullet right there. It goes underground completely. I think from there on out, it's not. Steep uphill here. Get the brakes off here. We're just going to coast on in a bit. let some of that speed bleed off kind of on its own. Yeah, I used to love riding the BART trains. I used to take the train from near where I lived and go all the way over to Berkeley. When I used to collect comic books, Berkeley was the place. I mean, I had a local comic book shop, a couple of them actually. One went under, and the other one's still open, although the owner sold it to somebody else, I think. But they, yeah, if you wanted comics, that going to Berkeley was the place to go. University Avenue. Oh, it's a little bit better stop. But yeah, taking BART was fun. In Oakland, that's the last stop before you go into the well, if you're going to the city, there's a stop in Oakland, which is essentially the last stop before you go into the Trans-Bay Tube, which goes under the bay in San Francisco. It goes underwater, basically. Kind of like the channel between London and France, I believe, or Belgium, or is it France? Yeah, it's France. Yeah, so you have that. So somewhat similar sort of thing. So we had 8.8 miles to 22nd Street. I think we'll have a few slowdowns, some minor changes in our speeds, but and then from 22nd Street, it'll be somewhat of a crawl into the station there at San Francisco. The great thing about the train there ending, it was only a couple blocks walk, maybe more than a couple, I can't remember. It seemed like it was only 3 or 4 blocks. It wasn't a very long walk from the station to the Giants Stadium there, Pac-Bell Park. I don't care what I'll never call it anything else but that. That's just my pet peeve. I don't like them selling, giving, changing the name every couple years because some company changes it or buys advertising or whatever. It was Pac-Bell Park when it was built. It will always be that for me. Just like Candlestick Park, which no longer exists. It was finally mowed down, I think a couple years back or so ago, where the Giants and the Niners used to play football, or the Giants played baseball there, and the 49ers played football there. American football, not European football, but yeah, it will always be it was always Candlestick to me. Even though I think it was Oracle Park or Monster Park, or they change it every 3 years or so, it seems like, and I don't like that. It's if whatever it was built as, that's always the name. I think true fans will always remember it by, not whatever corporation happens to slap their name on there for millions of dollars. So, but yeah, I miss Pac-Bell Park. If I could, if there's a way I can do it, I'd really like to be able to, if I can get home during baseball season, I would love to go to Pac-Bell Park and watch a game again there. It's truly an amazing place to watch baseball. I always enjoyed it. There's really not a bad seat in the place. that was how they kind of marketed it, quite honestly. There's not a bad, word of mouth. There was never a bad seat in the house. And I don't think there really was a bad, wherever you watch from, you had a view of pretty much everything. Even I remember watching Bonds hit his 500th home run. And I don't care if he was juiced or not. I just remember it was against the LA Dodgers, one of our top rivals in baseball, and he jacked it, and the place went nuts, and it was his last at bat for that game that night. My friend and I, we had walked around the stadium to be near the exit. If he had struck out or hit and it went out, they caught it. We were on our way out the door, and we were looking, I'll never forget, right down the first baseline, and he ripped it, and that place went nuts. And I was so happy. I'd never seen the Dodgers so dejected, because they stopped the game. They had a little ceremony right there. They brought out Willie McCovey and people that it was so amazing. I'll never forget it. But yeah, I miss going to games there. It was always a lot of fun. And I was commenting in somebody's chat the other day on somebody else's stream that my friend and I we'd go up to the city well before the game, get over to Fisherman's Wharf, get a bowl of clam chowder in the sourdough bowl. So good. And then, as if that's not enough, you got to have a hot dog at the ballpark. That's like a must, I think. It's always good to have those things. Wow, man, that's slowed down a lot. Hot dog at the park. If you're of age, you have a beer. And then I always had cotton candy at the 7th inning stretch. if we had stayed that long. Sometimes you leave, if there's just no chance that they're going to come back, or whatever. But yeah, cotton candy at the 7th inning stretch, and then that was it. Not that any of that stuff is healthy. Certainly not the cotton candy. It's just nothing but a big bunch of sugar, all kind of made up to be something delicious, and it is, but it's just not really good for you, in all honesty. But yeah, it's at the minimum a hot dog. Oh, and then they have garlic fries. There was a place, and I hope they're still in business, that made the most phenomenal garlic fries. And garlic fries and a hot dog. Yeah. Good stuff. Oh, totally forgot to turn the light on here before we went into the... We'll put it on for the next one, because we will go into one more. But yeah, good stuff. Really good stuff. Always enjoyed going to see a Giants game. Certainly when we had Rich Aurelia at shortstop, Jeff Kent first base, JT Snow, or Jeff Kent at second, JT Snow at first. Although I did go see the Giants when Will Clark was playing for them. That was always good times. What was his name? Williams. We had a phenomenal third baseman, and actually the year that we had a strike in baseball, Matt Williams. Yeah, if we hadn't had that strike, I think Matt Williams would have been the Giant that beat the home run record. He was on track that year, I think. He was belting them pretty good, and then it kind of fell apart because of the strike. And then Barry Bonds, Well, it was Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa then did it, and then Barry Bonds did it. Yeah, so it was good times. It was a lot of fun going to those games and all that. And the sports writers of the Bay Area did not like Barry Bonds. Oh, they hate us. Yeah, they always never had a kind word to say about him. The fans just loved Barry. You know, I remember going out there to bleacher seats and watching him out there in left field, and yeah, it was it was always fun. Yeah, the writers did not, the sports journalists, quote unquote journalists in the Bay Area did not like Bonds at all. But he was certainly well loved by the fans. I think still to this day, quite honestly, he is. All right. There's that. Oh, we can't go outside. That's right, because we got the... So yeah, well, we're still a little less late than we were before. We did make up a little bit of time. Yeah, I'd love to go to a Giants game, although I don't really... There's a few names I still recognize, but not much anymore because they've traded a lot of people, and some players have retired, and you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was those were good times, though. Honestly, it was a lot of fun. All right, so we got 40 coming up here. We got just about 2 minutes to make it into San Francisco, but of course we're going to be late because we're going to crawl in at about 10 miles an hour, give or take, I think. Yeah. So we got the 40 coming up. We're going to be below that, of course, because we kind of laid off the throttle there. And then we have the 25 coming up shortly. And then we'll have the and then shortly after that will be the 10. So we're going to try to keep going a little bit longer before we start slowing down. I think we'll be okay for that 25. Try to keep going a little bit quicker to make up a little bit of time. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. In theory, we can ignore the 25. I mean, you know, it'll be a little bit over, but not like too much over. But we would have to slow down to 10 miles an hour. There's one around the corner for that. So there's that. There we go. Now we got the nice going inside here. Now they don't have... Maybe they couldn't get it all... We're going to be a little bit over, but that's okay. They don't have the pyramid building. I don't know if you can see it from here in real life, though, either. But that's a pretty recognizable building in downtown San Francisco. The Coit Tower is another one, but that's like way on the other side of the city, kind of. Which was a donation. A very wealthy woman back in the day donated. It's supposed to be a it's supposed to be the nozzle of a fire hose, if I remember the story correctly. She was quite in the early days of San Francisco. She was very what's the word? She cared a lot about the firefighters in the city and what they were doing for the city, and so that was her monument basically to the firefighters of San Francisco at that time. You can go to the top if it's open, and of course now with COVID, I don't know what the rules would be, but you have you buy a ticket, and maybe it's closed because of COVID, because it's a very small elevator you take to a certain level in the tower, and then you climb up a flight of stairs, and then you can look around from the very top there. And the open areas where for the nozzle, there's slits, window slits. They're all covered in plexiglass, so people don't throw stuff out the window or at people below or anything like that. But it's a really nice view from there. You stay up there for a few minutes, and then you come back down, and then you take the elevator back down. But there's like a mural. It's a really neat little thing, but you could drive up there, but the walk is really it's a bit of a walk. It's pretty straight up. A lot of hills, a lot of stairs to get there, but it's really worth the climb for that view. So we arrived. We were a couple minutes late. We made up just a bit of time. Not much, but we did. So yeah, there. Wow, you could even see it. Look at that right there. There's Pac Bell Park, right there. I think that's the first time I really noticed it. So you can see parts of the stadium right there. There's part of the lights and whatnot. Yeah, there it is. And then you have the bay is right there. They have what they call McCovey Cove. But anyway, that will do. Silver. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what we deserve. So anyway, that's it for today. I will see you on Tuesday evening on the Bakerloo line, the London Underground. We'll do that and see how well we get on with that.